The story opens at a lively party where 12-year-old Andrew quietly watches the host of the event. She moves confidently through the crowd, dancing with an effortless charm that immediately captures his attention. Not long after, Andrew pulls his mother aside, away from the noise, and seriously admits that he has fallen in love. At first she is shocked, then amused and curious, asking who the lucky girl might be. Andrew proudly says it is the party host and even believes that she feels the same way about him. His mother listens in disbelief, trying to understand her son's very first feelings of attraction toward a grown woman. When the party comes to an end, Andrew gathers his courage and approaches the woman he admires. He speaks to her briefly, then boldly asks her out. She responds with a gentle laugh and kindly turns him down, explaining that he is still far too young. The rejection hits Andrew hard. On the way home, he breaks down in tears and his mother holds him close, doing her best to comfort his broken heart. This is where it all begins. This is Cha-Cha Rail Smooth. 10 years later, Andrew is now 22 and enjoying another party. This time with his girlfriend, Maya. During the night, Maya begins talking about their future and reveals that she is moving to Barcelona after receiving a scholarship to continue her studies. They have both just graduated from college, but while Maya seems confident about where her life is headed, Andrew still feels lost. He says he wants to follow her to Barcelona, but Maya questions how serious he really is. To convince her, Andrew promises that he will save enough money to join her there. A few days later, Andrew takes a job as a cashier at a fast food restaurant called Meat Sticks. He finds the work dull and unfulfilling, but he feels he has no choice because he needs the money to be with Maya. During this time, he constantly calls and texts her, though her responses slowly feel less enthusiastic. One evening during dinner, Andrew's mother, Lisa, asks him to drive his younger brother David to a party, since she has other commitments and cannot take him herself. At the party, Andrew runs into his childhood friend, Macy. They walk in together, and it quickly becomes clear that the atmosphere is stiff and boring. Macy points out a woman named Domino and her daughter, Lola. Lola is a teenager on the autism spectrum, and because of her condition, Domino enrolled her in school 3 years later than most children her age. Andrew notices that nearly everyone at the party looks disengaged. On his own initiative, he changes the music and starts encouraging people to dance, using his charm and friendly energy. Slowly, the mood shifts. People begin to relax, move to the rhythm, and actually enjoy themselves. Meanwhile, Lola stands apart, visibly uncomfortable and isolated. Domino gently tries to encourage her daughter to join the other kids, but Lola refuses. Domino respects her decision and chooses to stay by her side. A short while later, Andrew approaches them and invites them to join the dancing. Lola, feeling uncomfortable, quickly turns the invitation down. Andrew respects her boundaries and chooses not to push, returning to the dance floor instead. After some time passes, he comes back and strikes up a conversation with Domino. With confidence, Andrew says he believes he can convince Lola to dance with him. Domino is skeptical and doubts it, which leads Andrew to challenge her. He proposes that if he succeeds in getting Lola onto the dance floor, Domino should pay him $300. Domino agrees to the challenge. Andrew then walks over to Lola. He bends down and quietly says something to her. Moments later, the two of them head to the dance floor and begin dancing together. The sight leaves Domino both surprised and genuinely happy. When the party comes to an end, Domino approaches Andrew, thanks him for what he has done, and keeps her promise by paying him the agreed amount. Soon after, several other mothers gather around Andrew. They praise him for turning what was once a dull party into a fun and lively event. Impressed by his ability to lift the mood and connect with children, they decide to hire Andrew as a party starter for future events. Andrew accepts the offers, seeing this as a way to earn extra money while he figures out what he truly wants to do with his life. When he gets home, Andrew shares the news about his new job with his parents. His mother is thrilled and fully supports him. Encouraged by her reaction, Andrew decides to quit his job at the restaurant. Greg, however, suggests that Andrew reduce his hours instead and treat this new work as a side job for now. Meanwhile, Domino is seen settling Lola into bed. Curious, she asks Lola about what Andrew whispered to her at the party earlier. Lola explains that Andrew promised to buy her a magic cube using the $300 her mother would give him. Hearing this, Domino feels impressed. She then wonders if Andrew would make a good caregiver. Lola admits that she usually does not get along with babysitters, but Andrew feels different because he never treats her like a little child. The next day, David tries to make a video to promote his brother on social media. Andrew dislikes the idea and looks uncomfortable, but their mother points out that David is only trying to help. In response, Andrew says he does not really need any promotion, since he plans to move to Barcelona once he saves enough money. Hearing this, Lisa is surprised and saddened, feeling that Andrew is making a major life decision for the sake of a girl. Andrew then explains that he has wanted to go to Barcelona for a long time, and simply never said anything because he did not want to make his mother feel sad. A few days later, Andrew attends another party, and once again, Domino and Lola are there. Just like before, Andrew manages to lift the mood and turn the event into something fun for everyone.
Go Jakey! Go Jakey! All right, Jakey!
But in the middle of the party, Domino suddenly feels unwell and rushes to the bathroom. Around the same time, Andrew notices Lola being bothered by a boy. He quickly steps in to help, and Lola later explains that the boy has been mocking her for being older than her classmates. Angered by what he sees, Andrew confronts the boy. The situation escalates when the boy's father arrives and starts arguing with Andrew. Things take a turn for the worse when it becomes clear that Andrew has been drinking alcohol at the party. As a result, he is immediately kicked out and not allowed to come back inside. Outside the building, Andrew finds Lola sitting alone. He tries to figure out where her mother is, but Lola does not know. Andrew then goes looking for Domino and finds her in the bathroom, bleeding heavily with her dress already stained. Domino explains that she cannot leave in that condition and asks Andrew for help. He quickly grabs some tissues and offers his jacket to cover her dress. But Domino refuses, worried that people might gossip about them. With no other option, Andrew calls David and asks him to bring a few shirts into the building with Lola. Soon after, the four of them put on matching shirts and leave the party together. Andrew then offers to drive Domino and Lola home. Once they arrive, Domino heads straight to the bathroom to clean herself up and take a shower. Meanwhile, Andrew spends time with Lola, who introduces him to her pet hamster and talks about her school. After leaving Lola's room, Andrew runs into Domino, who has just finished showering. She thanks him for all his help and asks him to stay a little longer. After Lola falls asleep, Domino comes downstairs and Andrew learns more about her life. Domino explains that she is engaged to a man named Joseph and that the house belongs to him. Because Joseph travels often for work, Domino frequently feels lonely. Hearing this, Andrew lets her know that she can contact him anytime if she needs help watching Lola when she is busy. Domino agrees, and Andrew leaves his phone number on the kitchen table. Domino then reveals that what happened at the party was not her period, but a miscarriage. Andrew is shocked by the truth and wonders whether Joseph knows about the pregnancy. Domino explains that he does not. Andrew reassures her that he is always willing to listen if she ever needs someone to talk to. The next day, Andrew checks his phone and sees photos of Maya with another man. The sight immediately upsets him and leaves him feeling hurt. He later meets with Macy, and the two reflect on what happened between them earlier. They realize how strange the situation was, especially since they have known each other since childhood. In the end, they agree that there are no romantic feelings between them and decide not to repeat it again. The next day, Andrew sees another photo of Maya with the same man, and this time, it is clear that they are in a relationship. The realization cuts deeply. He throws himself into intense workouts, almost as if he is trying to measure himself against the man in the pictures. Eventually, Andrew understands that none of it matters, because he and Maya are never going to be together again. Later that afternoon, Andrew attends a job interview at a nonprofit organization called HOPE, which focuses on improving education for children with special needs. During the interview, his nerves take over. He rambles, loses his focus, and even admits that his only real work experience has been at a fast food restaurant. Although the interviewer says they will be in touch, Andrew walks away convinced that he has ruined his chance. A few days later, Andrew works as a party host at another event, where he once again runs into Domino. She explains that she wanted to contact him but lost his phone number. Soon after, she introduces Andrew to her fiancé, Joseph. Joseph mentions that he has heard many positive things about Andrew and shares that they have decided to hire him as Lola's new caregiver. He also explains that most of his time is spent working in Chicago. Domino later suggests that they move and live in Chicago permanently, but Joseph's reaction shows hesitation and uncertainty. Sometime later, Andrew meets Domino again and thanks her for giving him the caregiving job. Domino mentions that she will be attending a birthday party the following week and asks if Andrew would be willing to watch Lola while she is away. Without hesitation, Andrew agrees. On the scheduled day, Andrew arrives at Domino's house to look after Lola. The two spend the evening enjoying each other's company, and the time together feels natural and easy. Gradually, Lola grows tired and falls asleep peacefully. When Domino returns home, she and Andrew spend some time talking. Andrew learns that Domino has struggled with depression for most of her life, especially before Lola was born. Raising her daughter, however, helped her survive and slowly feel better. Andrew then opens up and shares that his own mother has long battled depression. When Andrew gets home, his mother asks where he has been. He lies and says he was out with friends from high school. Lisa then brings up his plan to move to Barcelona, and Andrew tells her that Maya is now dating someone else. Hearing this, Lisa reassures him, saying that he is too good for Maya and deserves someone better. A few days later, at another party, Andrew once again crosses paths with Domino and her family. Joseph asks Andrew to watch Lola the next night so they can go on a date, and Andrew agrees. The following evening, Andrew spends time with Lola again, playing with her until she gets tired and goes to sleep. Not long after, Domino and Joseph return from their date. Andrew feels a sharp sense of jealousy seeing them together. The situation grows tense when Joseph begins speaking about Andrew in a dismissive way. Sensing that the moment is not right and realizing that both adults have been drinking, Domino asks Andrew to leave and explains that it is not the right time to talk. A few days after the incident, Andrew receives a call from the nonprofit organization Hope, informing him that he has been accepted for the job. He feels a rush of happiness, relieved that he can finally leave his position at Meatsticks. That excitement is quickly shaken when he receives a message from Domino asking for his help to watch Lola that night. Andrew says he is busy and turns down the request. Shortly after, he calls Macy and invites her to go out to a nightclub. While dancing at the club, Andrew unexpectedly runs into Domino, who explains that Lola is staying with her grandparents. Not long after that, Macy messages Andrew to ask where he is, but he chooses to ignore it. Andrew then leaves the club with Domino and begins questioning why she wants to marry Joseph. Domino explains that she is searching for commitment and stability in her life. Andrew, however, feels convinced that what Domino truly needs is someone who deeply understands her as a soulmate. In the middle of their conversation, Andrew suddenly falls and injures himself. Domino takes him back to her house and cleans his wound. During that moment, Andrew asks why she wants to move to Chicago. Domino reveals that she plans to continue her studies there. Andrew suggests that she stay and study where they are, offering to care for Lola so Domino can focus on school. Domino responds with appreciation for Andrew's kindness toward Lola, but makes it clear that she does not want him to continue as their caregiver. She believes Andrew should enjoy his youth and live freely in his 20s. Sometime later, Andrew works as a party starter at another event. This time, Joseph and Lola attend without Domino. Joseph explains that Domino is not feeling well and could not make it. He also informs Andrew that they no longer need his services as a caregiver because they are moving to Chicago. The news causes Andrew to react harshly toward Joseph. Joseph, however, stays calm and chooses to walk away from the situation. Not long after, Andrew once again sees Lola being harassed by a group of children.
You're tall enough.
One hop this time. One hop this time.
He immediately steps in to protect her and even gets into a physical fight with the bullies. The situation escalates when the children's parents arrive and begin shouting at Andrew. As Lisa tries to calm things down, one of the fathers slaps her. This pushes Greg to step forward and strike the man. Because of the chaos, Andrew's family is eventually thrown out of the party. On the drive home, the mood inside the car is surprisingly warm. They speak proudly about Greg's actions, and Andrew finally apologizes to him, acknowledging that Greg truly is a good man for his mother. That night, while Lola and Joseph are still at the party, Andrew goes to see Domino. He admits his feelings for her and believes that deep down she does not truly want to marry Joseph. Domino responds honestly. Being around Andrew makes her feel alive and special, but she also points out that Andrew is only 22 and still has not figured out who he really is. She makes it clear that she does want to marry Joseph and that she is happy with him, even though fear still lingers from her past after her first husband once walked away from her. Domino then tells Andrew that he deserves more than what she can give him. She explains that before he can truly understand what he wants in life, he must first discover himself. Hearing this breaks Andrew emotionally. In that moment, he finally understands that Domino never had romantic feelings for him in the way he imagined. Heartbroken, Andrew walks back to his car in tears. Almost at the same time, Joseph arrives at the house. He approaches Andrew's car and speaks to him. Andrew, struggling to start the engine, apologizes and admits that he is just a foolish kid who knows nothing. Joseph then thanks Andrew for taking care of and protecting his family that night. Over the next few days, Andrew slowly moves forward with his life. He begins to enjoy his new job at the nonprofit organization Hope and finds real satisfaction in helping children with special needs. He tells his mother that he no longer wants to go to Barcelona. Andrew also shares his plan to move out of the house, but he wants to stay nearby so he can remain close to his mother and David. Sometime later, Andrew and Domino meet one last time when Andrew picks David up from school. Domino opens up about how she became a mother at a very young age. From that moment on, her entire life felt defined by her role as a parent. She admits that she longs for freedom, the ability to go anywhere, do anything, and live without always being responsible for someone else. Because of that, she tells Andrew that he has the chance to live as a single person and search for his identity, something she never truly had. Hearing this, Andrew realizes that this is their final conversation. He admits that he believes he is Domino's soulmate, but at the same time, he understands that Joseph is her soulmate too. Before they part ways, Andrew promises that he will always love Domino and that the memory of her will never fade. Not long after, Andrew sits in his car, crying as he watches Domino and Lola leave the parking area. Moments later, David runs up to him, excitedly sharing that he just earned his first perfect score at school. The news brings a smile to Andrew's face. Back at home, David approaches Andrew with tears in his eyes, sad that Andrew will be leaving and no longer living with him. Andrew hugs his brother tightly, sharing a warm and emotional moment between them. The film ends by showing Domino and Joseph finally getting married, beginning a new chapter in their lives. At the same time, Andrew is seen living his 20s with more freedom, slowly discovering who he truly is, just as Domino once encouraged him to do. So, the moral of the story is, if you are 22 and lost, do not mistake kindness, parties, and temporary feelings for destiny. Just grow up first.